My lovely Subaru needs to be cleaned, stocked and organised again. It's been working really hard, what with beach visits, dirt road trips and just being the local pickup truck during the emptying of my storage unit. A chaotic car is not conducive to comfortable road trips or quick adventures. Join me as I do a quick clean and organising of my Subaru XV. I'll introduce you to the tiny freeloader that I noticed living in my car and share the essentials that I feel are important for people who enjoy driving somewhere specifically, nowhere in particular, everywhere in general. I'm the Forest Fairy. Welcome to my corner of the woods where I'm rebuilding, revamping, redesigning a magical life and hopefully inspire you to gather your own fairy dust. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous week. Welcome to my Subaru. As you've heard, it's time to clean and organize my Subaru XV. In other words, checking that all the essentials I want and need for big and small adventures are in their place. In my previous life, as perhaps with many of you, my husband always ensured my car was sparkling clean, whether he did it himself or took it to a car wash. Anywho, I am now responsible for ensuring my car is clean, and due to financial priorities at the moment, I'm cleaning it myself. Now, I love my car. It's a 6-year-old Subaru XV, and I bought it last year specifically because of its high ground clearance and all-wheel, all-weather handling capabilities. And as my son emphasized over and over, it's a Japanese car and their engines last forever. Now, that's a plug for Subaru, but they don't sponsor me yet. Look, it's a real beach and berg car, and I admit I don't clean it as often as I should, but when I did start, it certainly lived up to this name. There was sea sand everywhere and even a tiny little perfect seashell in a heap of sand on the passenger side carpet protector. And as I've said, I found someone living in my car, a little gecko that's common in this region. It probably came with one of the many storage boxes that I carted home from the storage unit. Unfortunately, I couldn't catch it as it scurried away into the crevices of the boot. I'm really hoping it will either find its way out of the car or will find enough to eat and drink in the car. I don't have all sorts of fancy cleaning materials, and so this time I just used some microfiber cloths and ordinary dishwashing liquid in warm water. Needless to say, my vacuum cleaner worked overtime trying to pick up all the sand and dog hairs. Once the cleaning was done, it was time to organize the inside of the car and make sure all the essentials had a place. I noticed that girls stash quite a bit in their cars, from spare makeup to eating utensil to lots and lots of hand sanitizer and hand wipes. I have a lot less and my containers are not quite as cute and pretty. But what you store in your car and how you store it has everything to do with the phase of your life and your lifestyle. A hip and happening young woman has different needs to a soccer mom and to a beach and berg groupie like myself. I even initially stored my pool noodle and my bodyboard in the car, but stopped when I was alerted to how bad it is for the bodyboard to bake in this hot car and how enticing it is for opportunistic thieves. So just decide what you want and need in your car and of course what you have space for. This model of Subaru doesn't have many hidey holes and the smallest trunk or boot that I've ever seen, but as it's usually just me and the mongrels, it doesn't matter. My essentials are divided into 4 groups: essentials within reach, essentials in the boot, technical essentials, and essentials for road tripping. The essentials within reach are those items usually permanently in the car. In my cubbyhole or glove box, I have the car manual, a compact road map for those times when I'm off the beaten track and out of cell phone range, a copy of my roadside assist contact details, again if I can't access them on my phone for whatever reason, and a notebook and a pen if I want to doodle or mind map during a roadside stop. In a little bag is a small torch, again in case my phone isn't working, a small lint roller because I have dogs, a few plastic bags, and a carabiner in case I need to fasten the dogs to a pole, a pocket knife and a multi-tool, which I've actually used. It also contains a small first aid kit with a few items such as sunscreen, rehydrate sachets, muscle spray, medical gloves, and a resuscitation thingy. In my center console, I'm testing the idea of using a purse organizer. It contains the now famous hand sanitizer, a cell phone cable, hand cream, lip balm, tissues, and bags for trash. In the door pocket, I have my driving gloves, which I actually got out of the habit of using, and where I also store my sunglasses. Also in the front is a sunshade for the windscreen. The sun is quite potent here nearly all year round, and a small air freshener scented with essential oils. So let me show you my essentials in the boot. I love this custom-made frame which ensures the dogs have a safe space. It prevents them from flying around in case of an accident. And it also keeps them contained when I open a car door. In addition to this, I have a dog hammock which is usually supposed to go between the front and the back seats, but fits perfectly here. If I'm going on a longish drive with the mongrels, I just pop in a few blankets. Otherwise, it usually just has a cooler bag for those things that need to stay cool while I'm in town, and a variety of reusable shopping bags. Next are my 2 sturdy little boxes. Not very sophisticated, but works perfectly for me. In the one, I usually put my shopping items or items that I'm transporting. The umbrella will be moving to the inside of the car as the rainy season is approaching. The other box has recycling items which I just drop off when I pass the places. I don't keep a lot in the boot as it isn't covered, and it's better not to leave things that would tempt someone to break in. I did know a wonderful young woman who kept all her shoes in her boot. She had special driving shoes. I wonder if she still does this. There is probably a long list of technical essentials, but I've narrowed it down to just a few. A spare tire and a jack goes without saying, and perhaps tire sealant. Although if you're a woman, sorry girls, I'm not dissing you, you may have to get help when changing a tire. I can change one, but discovered when I had to that I couldn't for the life of me undo the nuts, and I would have never been able to lift the flat and its rim into the boot. Add in 2 reflective triangles and jumper cables, both of which I need to acquire. Longer trips are a different kettle of fish, and it depends on how far and where you'll be traveling to. Basics to add to the permanent stuff are lots of water, non-perishable foods, a blanket or 2, and let's not forget the famous traveling apple. You know, the one that goes to the office and back with you for days on end? Well, mine did a road trip to Namibia and back with me. So there you have it, a few ideas of what you could have in your car. You decide what works for you. I just hope this has you looking with fresh eyes at this item that some of us are privileged to own. Treat your car well and intentionally, and it'll always be ready to take you on an adventure. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead and sprinklings of fairy dust as we continue redesigning a magical life. Until next time, goodbye